Okay. I wanted to help that lady, and I'm not going to mention any names now, to just to pass around flyers and to educate the public on the situation. Because I have been doing this already on my own before I met her. I've already been doing this on my own since 2002 in Los Angeles, standing in front of stores to educate people about the dangers of active sonar and what it does to the whales. But I changed my mind in the last moment and I had to cancel. And I said, I can't. I got sick, I told her. I didn't want to have to bother her with my worries and all of that, and that would have hurt her feelings. And so I didn't want to get into this entire thing. And she probably didn't believe me anyway when I said I got sick. So I didn't get the flu. But I was afraid. I was really afraid, and I wasn't afraid for myself. If I was in between dogs, I would have gone and done this educating people on the streets. But we had Kenny, and I did not want some complications and some ETA law coming at me, or even getting me into some kind of prison camp in Arizona, and Paul too, and then they would take Kenny away from us. So that was a legitimate, horrific, nightmarish idea, and I just couldn't shake that idea off. So I decided, no, it's not worth it. Okay, this my dog's more important than anything else. Okay, and this is how I function in my life. My dog comes first. Okay, and then all the other animals and other issues and activism and so on. My dog is my number one priority in my life. My dog is more important than my own body, my own mind, myself, my psychology, and so on. My petty ego, whatever, jealousies and fear and feeling bullied and rejected and so on. Okay, all of this is secondary. Okay, my dog is number one. So when I have a dog, really nothing else matters. Aging, becoming wrinkly, looking like crap. None of this matters when I have a dog. Okay, so my neck looking old, it doesn't matter. Okay, looking like a boiled chicken or whatever, So whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could become 300 years old. All that matters is my dog. When I have a dog, then I live for the dog. Okay, so I live for nothing else. Nothing else is important. No boyfriend, no flirting, no education even. All of that falls away. Money is not important for me anyway, so never been important. So I like listening to Jiddu Krishnamurti. I have blemishes on my face, but it's okay. So none of this matters. The blemishes, the breakout of my skin when I get anxiety, and none of this matters. Sweaty, greasy hair, none of that matters. I had a uterus infection, for example, for the last 3 days because actually the bullying was making me so depressed and feeling so bad that I got this, and it's almost feels like an energetic vibration. I felt like they were doing voodoo or something. I felt like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna talk about this, but yeah, it caused me the entire everything, uterus, the bladder, vagina, all of this got infected. So it's so embarrassing. but I need to talk about it. And I put massive amounts of hydrated sodium bentonite clay on that internally and externally. And I took cranberry supplements and kidney bladder formula, and it's going away. So I still feel it a little bit, but it's going away now. And so bentonite clay is a miracle cure, okay? And I highly recommend that to people. And so that's what the bullying does to me. I'm highly sensitive, and it's devastating for me. It's very, very harsh. Okay. And I keep blocking people, and they come back with other accounts and they bully me some more. They call me cougar, and I'm not a cougar, okay? Cougar is women that are over 60, okay? So that's not me, okay? And I still have my natural hormones and the estrogen and gestrogen and all the hormones, progesterone and massive just overloads of all of this, and overloads of oxytocin. The oxytocin is just off the charts with me, and that has to do, I think, with the size of the amygdala in the center of the brain, in the limbic system. Amygdala, two formations that are parallel. Much of the brain has parallel formations. So, and except for the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is one unit, and emotions are being routed through this. Okay, so I think it goes through the amygdala first. The amygdala, all the sensation, the sense perception goes through the amygdala formation. The two almond-shaped formations, they're very large in me. I know they're very large in people who have a very high compassion center, a real strong mother instinct. It's very high in people with Williams syndrome. I don't have Williams syndrome, thank goodness. Williams syndrome is actually, it's a disability. It causes people to not function properly with their prefrontal cortex and entire cortical function. So the cortical function is delayed in people with Williams syndrome, but they have enormously large amygdala. And I don't know how that ties in with one another, but it does. And so those people there's one lady, her name is Nicole. She sings totally off tune, but she's a wonderfully sweet woman. And these people with Williams, there was one woman with Williams who was an opera singer. So those are very rare things that can happen. So when there's enormous practice that goes into this, but they all have musical talent, and in the way that they enjoy making music. I can only sing or make music when I feel really, really joyful and very happy, when there's no anxiety. So it's very difficult for me to sing when I have anxiety. So I had made a video on a poem that I wrote for Julian Assange, a song for Boris Johnson, and that's on my other channel, Clay and Putty Videos. My song for Julian Assange and Boris Johnson, it's a short song, and it's It's not very melodic, it's quite monotonous. But I like the monotonous melodies from the Middle Ages, the Minnesang. So I have had a phase in my life where I was composing Minnesang music for a fairy tale that I wrote myself about my dog Kenny and myself, my Great Dane Kenny and myself. And that was the phase in my life where I was feeling quite well. So that was probably, I would say, that was the happiest time in my life. It was between 2014 and middle of 2016. Maybe for about a year and a half, or maybe maximally 2 years. Those were the best years in my entire life, because I was with the Blue God, Kenny Redwood, my Great Dane. I called him the Blue God because he was the incarnation of the Blue God of the infinite cosmos. And the painting, the upper formation is the one on the top, is Kenny. He was already transitioning in that painting. So it's about the transition process where he was going back to the Orion Nebula in December 2016. December 11, 2016 was the day he left us. And that's, of course, already before that, when he was getting sick and the hips were giving out, and that's been going on for at least half a year. And we just could not bring him to the veterinarian. We've already been there twice and asked him, is there anything we can do? And then we went back home and we tried more of this and that, and mainly holistic, of course, only with emergency interception, of course, from the veterinarian for stomach problems or the hip problems. But they don't live long at all. So it was 3 days before his 9th birthday. So, and an albino was an extra large albino Great Dane with already internally built health problems that are genetically predisposed. So, and with that we did very well. So whoever has a dog for us, they can ask our veterinarian. He knows. Okay, he praised us with both dogs, Kenny and Dave. He said, you took very, very good care of your dog. Each time he said that on the day of farewell. And that helped me a lot. So my dog is the number one priority for me, no matter what is going on, with whether I have an infection and struggling with that and doing my holistic curing and all of this, or whatever is going on in the world. My dog is the number one, is the king, is the absolute ruler of my life and my baby of choice, and I live for my dog, and together we're one unit, we are whole, it's a whole family. And this painting here, it has Dave in the painting too. This painting is called Together Forever. So, you guys take care. Bye-bye.